Following the Russian invasion in Ukraine, sporting bodies around the world started renouncing their ties with Russia. The world of football was the one most affected, but FIA, with the Russian Grand Prix set to feature in this year's championship, was affected as well. But no other team was as affected as Haas, which had a title sponsor, a driver, and a livery to deal with. And none of those decisions were easy, as each was dependent on the other. Uralkali has already signed the deal for the Haas sponsor for 2022. Uralkali sponsoring was conditional to Mazepin staying, and they probably also had a certain amount of influence on the livery itself. While Haas decided to cut the ties with the former two and replace the latter, the way in which they did it definitely put a bad taste in the mouths of some. Following was what Magnussen tweeted after he was sacked. Dear fans and followers, I am very disappointed to hear that my Formula 1 contract has been terminated. While I understand the difficulties, the ruling from FIA plus my ongoing willingness to accept the conditions proposed in order to continue were completely ignored, and no process was followed in this unilateral step. To those who have tried to understand, my eternal thanks. I have treasured my time in Formula 1 and genuinely hope we can all be together again in better times. I will have more to say in the coming days. It is clear that he would have been more than willing to drive under the FIA flag, which is what he mentions as conditions proposed. Haas, however, was in a catch-22 situation. Having a Russian driver and a Russian title sponsor is anyway a PR disaster in the current scenario. Mazepin was not alone in expressing his feelings that he was betrayed. Uralkali, on the other hand, had the following to say. Uralkali intends to protect its interest in line with applicable legal procedures and reserves its rights to initiate judicial proceedings, claim damages, and seek repayment of the significant amounts Uralkali had paid for the 2022 Formula 1 season. As most of the sponsorship funding for the 2022 season has already been transferred to Haas, and given the team terminated the sponsorship agreement before the first race of the 2022 season, Haas has thus failed to perform its obligations to Uralkali for this year's season. Uralkali shall request the immediate reimbursement of the amounts received by Haas. Many journalists say in interviews, sources tell them that Haas has already secured another title sponsor. That means they will be able to refund Uralkali in full and secure the future of the team. Who's the winner and the loser here then? Well, Mazepin is definitely the loser. Mazepin announced in a later tweet that he will be forming a new foundation to help athletes who have been blocked from competing for political reasons. The foundation is said to be called We Race as One. It is difficult to say if Haas could come out of this as the winner, but they clearly have a lot of benefits. This move ensures that they no longer have any ties with Russia and they are free to change their livery. When they lost their rookie driver, they are gaining a well-respected Formula 1 driver in Kevin Magnussen, who has tons of experience under his belt. Magnussen would definitely bring in a lot of developmental knowledge and possibly could also be a mentor to young Mick Schumacher. In the first practice in Barcelona, Haas did show some promising performance, but it is too early to say if their performance would be good enough to bring them back to midfield. My guess is they would not be back markers for long. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like to watch similar content, and stay tuned to I Am Formula for everything Formula 1. Until next time, take care and stay safe.